The woman woke up horrified to find her husband gone. She then asked the young couple next to her if they had seen her husband, but they said they hadn't seen anyone but the woman. It turns out that just now, after her husband had applied sunscreen to himself, he went swimming in the sea by himself. However, until now, her husband had not returned. Fear surged in Ella's heart. When she called her husband's phone number, she found that his mobile phone was switched off. At this moment, the anxious Ella hurriedly put on clothes and rushed to the shore. At this time, Ella's exquisite figure attracted the attention of the search and rescue officer Mark. Ella asked for help from the staff of the scenic spot, but Mark took the initiative to come forward. Soon a rescue team arrived in a speedboat near the sea. Mark's attention was always drawn to Ella. They searched for hours. Unfortunately, there was no sign of Ella's husband. Desperate, Ella went to the police, but to her surprise, the police officer couldn't stop laughing at her story. The police told Ella that there had never been any drowning on this beach, not to mention that Ella's husband was a good swimmer. After taking a brief statement, the police officer advised Ella to go back to the hotel to rest, and promised to let her know as soon as there was any news. What started out as a romantic getaway to celebrate their 5th wedding anniversary, Ella was left alone. Looking at the scattered clothes of her husband, Ella became even more worried. At that moment, a call came from the police station. Ella hurriedly answered the phone, but the police on the other end of the line said they had found no clues in their carpet search. That night, Ella couldn't sleep because of her worries. The next morning she went to the beach where her husband had disappeared. Every day after that, Ella went to the beach to wait, but she never found her husband. At the end of the holiday, Ella had to go back to school. She was a professor of art at the university. But one day during class, Ella suddenly noticed a male student in her class smiling at her. But when Ella looked at him, she realized that he was Mark, the lifeguard who had helped her on the beach. After class, Mark suddenly approached Ella. He said he was just using his free time to work on the island. He happened to come across Ella's plea for help, and he had coincidentally taken art this semester. When he learned that Ella's husband was still missing, Mark expressed his deep regret. Then he confessed that the first time he saw Ella, he was deeply attracted by her elegance. Over the next few days, Mark continued to find opportunities to get close to Ella. He even invited her to a concert. Ella knew exactly how Mark felt about her, but she was convinced that her husband was not dead, so she didn't think about starting another relationship for a while. Until one night when Ella was sorting through her husband's computer, she accidentally found a video. It was from her husband's company's annual meeting. A woman in red suddenly appeared on the screen. She and her husband looked very close, but Ella had never seen this woman before. They seemed to be whispering something in the corner. The next day, Ella took the video to her best friend because she was at the party, but she said she didn't remember much about the woman, only that she drove Ella's husband to the party. But she didn't notice any unusual intimacy between them, so she didn't tell Ella about it. But what puzzled Ella was the bank account. Her husband had moved all the money a few days before he disappeared, even their joint assets. This sudden change of fortune put Ella's life in a difficult position. It was during one of these days that Ella received a call from the police. The police suddenly told Ella that they had recovered a body from the sea near where Ella's husband disappeared. They needed her to come to the police station to confirm the identity. The next morning, Ella arrived at the police station, but one look at the body confirmed that it wasn't her husband, and that's when the detective came up with a wild theory.